Ito sets. Pitch swung on, hit high and deep to left field. Moving back is Sullivan, turning, watching, that's in the jet stream. That baseball is not coming back. A walk-off grand slam home run for Jason Agresti. And Binghamton comes all the way back with a 9-6 walk-off win in the bottom of the ninth inning. A grand slam home run, lights out, 9-6 final. Wow.
I specifically remember after Jay walked and I got hit, I got to first and I told Coach Herba, I said, we're going to win this effing ball game. And 8 batters later, Jay hits a grand slam to win the game. So, I mean, it was a true chemistry that you really can't draw up.
Right after that, whoever the shortstop was, once he booted that ball, I'm like, man, this is feeling very familiar. And I think a lot of other guys started feeling the same way. You know, just the same feeling that they were kind of on the ropes as they were back in that midseason game. You know, we were kind of just getting over the hump, feeling like, you know, this thing's about to turn.
Right. And I think Jay the funny thing was that Hartford, I think, was feeling the exact same way, because doing that earlier in the regular season kind of gave us the confidence and them the, oh no, here we go again. I remember when I finally got to first base, the first baseman, who was one of their best players, Dave McKinnon, kind of looked at me and he said, "Don't tell me you're doing this to us again, Chance." And I still remember that vividly, the look on his face. And I think that was either when Ferguson came in or right after he came in. I'm not 100% sure. But he realized in his head, you could just feel the tightness in their infield when you're on the base paths, just after the error and just everything going on that way. It was almost as if in a matter of, like we were saying, in a matter of 30 minutes, this Coach Herbert kind of talked about, their confidence went to 0 and our confidence went to 100. And I think that's how we kind of got to the ending of the game. But I'll never forget Dave McKinnon saying to me that at first base. It kind of made the day even that much more special.
I just remember it was one of the first 2 batters where I was like, we're about to do this. And throughout that whole inning, it almost just felt too easy, because I just remember thinking about it, and I was like I could see the finish line. I was like, we're about to do this. I don't care how many runs we're down by, because we had done it before. And I was just thinking about that team, and throughout that whole year, you know, we started off slow. Everything kind of built up to that moment, and I was like, this is too easy. We've done this before. We're built for this. You know what I mean? And that I just remember feeling like that. And I'm a pretty low key type of guy. And when I was at third base and Jay hit that ball, I was fired up. And I don't usually come out of my shoes like I did, but I just remember, you know, I know the game pretty well and I'm pretty particular about things. But when that ball went in the air, I did not tag up right away. I was off the bag, my hands were up, and I just heard Skip yelling at me. He was like, "Get on the bag," and I was like, "Coach, that ball is gone," you know. And that shows that my mind was completely not in this world, and I get chills thinking about it. That was a special ending right there.
It wasn't so much conversation in the dugout; it was more so a look where you looked at the person next to you, and everyone was like, "We're about to do this again." And like Coach said at third base, he felt it. Their dugout got quiet. Reed saying that he knew it 2 batters in. I think it was like a walk, a hit guy, and then I remember Mac hitting a lazy chopper up the middle that they booted. And like Reed said, everyone's loose in the dugout. We were down by 5 runs at that point. It was 6-1, and everyone's laughing. Everyone's like, we're about to do this again. Nobody was worried. Everybody had the confidence that, you know, we've done it how many times? It's not out of the question to do it one more time.
I remember Bob Hardy just making sure every single person was in their exact same spot in the dugout the entire inning. Just screaming at people the entire time. Same spot, same spot.
I swear I'm not superstitious, guys. I swear.
Yeah. I wish I had a camera on Bunel that whole inning, because it was
amazing to watch.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories is of Bunel. I think Shanzy got his base hit, knocked in a run. They went in for a pitching change, and Bunel's like on the edge of the stairs, like about to jump out of the dugout, just screaming, "This looks familiar!" And like, I remember, I'm pretty superstitious, so I look back, I'm like, dude, like, shut up, like, don't say that stuff. And then sure enough, it was like another run, and then Jay gets up there and ends the game. But that's a memory that has just like stuck with me forever.
1 strike the count. The pitch by DeVito. Swung on, line drive, center field. Coming on is Del Betty. He'll play it on a hop. 1 run is in. That's all. They had to hold up, see if the ball would be caught.
I'm just glad that I think it was Del Debbio held up a little bit in center field.
Yeah, every time I watch that, I'm like,
that ball
I would have caught that thing in my back pocket.
That ball should have been caught looking back.
I always think about just potential Ed's reaction if he got out instead of got a single in the dugout.
Here comes the helmet toss.
We'll go put right into timeout.
I knew we tied the game, at least. Like, that was a given. I knew it was going to happen. So I was like, this is fantastic. Like, we're living to see at least another inning. And it kind of happened so fast that, like, I looked at the pitcher, looked at home plate, and all of a sudden I saw Jay's contact, and I was like, oh, my God, this game's over. So, like, it all seemed like it happened within a matter of, like, 5 seconds. But, like, I knew as soon as we were down 1, like, the game was tied. I think we only had 1 out at the time. Yeah. So that's why I knew, like, Jay was going to come through. I think everyone had all the confidence that he was going to come through. And, I mean, we got better than we all expected, I'm assuming. So
coming off of Ed barreling him up on his first batter coming into the game, I was assuming he was a little rattled, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get doubled up and have the game end right there. So I was hugging the bag a little bit, making sure, I was going to be the final out there.
You told my little story, but I've never hit a home run where I knew it was gone. Never hit a no-doubter. And when Jay hit that, I just knew it was gone. If it was a sac fly, I would have scored, but I wouldn't have been celebrating on third base like I was. But he hit that ball, and I just knew it was up in that jet stream. You know what I'm saying? And I was so fired up. And, my job at third was pretty simple. Ball on the ground, I'm going. Ball in the air, I'm tagging. But everything was out the door at that point. That ball was smoked. So
I knew nothing about DeVito. And actually, funny story, that summer he ended up being my teammate. So I had, unlimited bragging rights over that kid. I made him my son. But going into the at bat, I knew that double play, no shot I'm hitting a double play. I'm looking for a pitch that's up in the zone as something I can get under, put into the outfield. At the very least, sac fly. So I think I take the first pitch. He kind of like flipped some slider in there or something like that. Took that, and then he, second pitch, he threw a fastball up in the zone. And, I took my hack at it. And, I mean, initially the first thought in my head is, all right, great, that's a sac fly. Because that's what I was trying to do. That was, what I was set on. And, naturally I, put my hand in the air for, whatever reason, didn't even think about it. And, I turn around and the freaking ball's flying over the clock or whatever. It was absolutely insane. All I could think about running around the bases was like, holy crap, we just came back down 6 again to the same team going into the championship game. I mean, it was so surreal. Words don't even do it justice.
I mean, for the record, Jay knew it was gone. You don't throw your bat and your hand up when you hit a sac fly. So I don't know what he's talking about.
If I knew it was gone, I'm throwing my bat out of LaLasher Stadium, no doubt.
All right, but everyone knew it was gone. Everyone in the dugout knew that ball was gone. Kidding. From the sound of it, the trajectory. I mean, you watch the clip, he hits it, and everyone, you don't freak out if there's a chance it's a sac fly. You freak out when you know it's gone, and everyone, I think, knew that ball was over the fence.
So from my perspective, I'm on deck, and we have, as hitters, we have, especially Coach Herbuck stressed it to us, when you're on deck to time up the pitcher and kind of lock in, go through your routine or whatever. So from me, it was more along the lines of if Jay gets on, or I guess I don't know, there's one out at that point. I think so, but or he gets out, I have to do my job, or I'm the next guy up. So what I remember is I'm just tracking the pitch, and next thing I know, that ball's up in the air. And I think for me, at least, I don't remember. It's hard to remember moments like that as much as you want to, because of just the adrenaline, the excitement. But the one thing I do remember is that when we were surrounding home plate, the umpire we were going so crazy. The umpire was screaming at the top of his lungs to back up so he could make sure Jay touched home plate, which I thought was a little dramatic, but it was a special moment for sure.
It was pure craziness. Everybody went nuts. I was on the next to the water cooler because I was pitching, and I remember Coach Jurek coming up to me when it was like 6-4 in the tying run, was on second base, telling me to get ready to go throw, because if we tied up, I was going in. And I remember thinking to myself, like, we just scored 4 runs, bases are loaded, I can't move right now. Like, once I get up, like, it's a ground roll, it's a double play ball, it's over. And then the next thing I know, I was at home plate screaming and yelling. I don't remember like getting there. It was just absolute chaos.
There's something that clicked after we were all done congregating right around second base, jumping all over Jay. We all got together as a group, and before even the coaches started to talk, I think it was just the constant of there's still one more. Like, we're not done, and let's make sure we get to that next level. Like, there was constant talk in the group as a team that kind of brought everyone together, saying, let's not forget about this next game. We still need to win this championship. Like, that was a great win. Like, this is amazing. Like, but we're not done. And I think "we're not done" was the phrase that kept getting repeated in our group. So we kind of, as I think it was Bunel or maybe it was Kreitz, and I think they were just trying to remind us that this is great and all, but this is nothing if we don't win it all. So that we're not done. We need to get one more win. So I think that also helped, change the mindsets as to, wow, this was amazing, but there was no dog pile.
Swings and misses. Rob Hardy punches his fists, throws his glove in the air, and the Bearcats are America East champions for the 3rd time in 4 years.
Yeah, that was a surreal dog pile. I think it was different for me because I got to the dog pile a little bit earlier that year, so I was towards the bottom. So it was a time where the breath was escaping you, but at the same time you were so happy and elated to win this tournament and to be able to move on with your brothers that it was great. It was awesome. So the only thing I remember that was different from 16 to 13 to 14 was the fact that I was now on the bottom and not on the top.
I went opposite. I went top in 16. I was on bottom with Reed in 13. It was terrible. So if you'll see pictures, I'm actually clearing the pile. I went opposite of Shanzi that year.
Yeah, nothing beats the Rob Hardy glove throw in the air. That probably is still in orbit. It was I still remember from the videos the glove going in, and then for some reason the angle was on my face, and I really wish it wasn't. But I'm just like screaming. I don't know if I look angry or happy. I was not even sure what was going on at that point. I was so happy, and my glove went up. I threw my glove and just remember just going in for the hug. And then I don't know if it was either Skid or someone tackling Eddie from behind, starting the pile. So it's great that we have pictures of that. I still look at that picture of that dog pile all the time. It's great memories, brings chills back, great memories. But yeah, that was definitely one for the books.